I'm sad to say I never really fully appreciated my parents until I became one. Oh, I knew they loved me and I was genuinely grateful for that. But it wasn't until I had my own kids that I realized how much that love cost them. Our appreciation of a gift and how deeply we value it always depends on our awareness of what it required of the giver. And I believe this lesson is at the heart of John 12:31-34. Following up on his earlier statement that the hour had come for his glorification, Jesus is quoted in verses 31 and 32 describing three things that would result from it and when they would happen. First, he said the world in its corrupt, broken, distorted, and sin-scarred state would be called out and condemned. The system perpetuating so much pain would be brought to an end. Second, he declared the one who'd engineered and ruled over that system would be expelled. The usurper would be shown the door. And third, he announced he would draw to his healing embrace all those who'd suffered under the tyranny of that darkness. The righteous one would make all things right. He also said the fulfillment of these wonderful and powerful promises would be immediate. He used the word now twice in one sentence to emphasize that the wait was over. His turning the world right side up, casting out the interloper, and wooing the formerly enslaved to the freedom of his love would begin without delay. There's just so much glory contained in these verses, it's hard to even begin to take it in. And if that stirs your heart to want to explore, comprehend, and embrace more of what this passage describes, don't miss the importance of the next verse. Verse 33 is a commentary note clarifying what Jesus meant by the Greek word translated into English with the phrase, lifted up. It tells us he was describing how he would die. And it's clear from verse 34 that those who heard Jesus say this understood what he meant without requiring clarification. It was not a veiled reference. He would be crucified. He would be lifted up on a cross. And if the Bible itself tells us how we should interpret a passage, we don't have much liberty to expand on its meaning. There's a lot of symbolism this phrase can evoke, but here in John 12, regardless of any other significance it may have, the text is clear that our interpretation of lifted up is supposed to stay narrowly focused on how Jesus died. He suffered. Crucifixion was an horrific and excruciating method of execution. And to pause for any length of time to meaningfully consider the physical pain Jesus endured, along with his unimaginable spiritual suffering caused by the temporary rending of his relationship with the Father as he bore our sin and was forsaken, as Mark 15:34 describes, is a painful process itself. But our ability to grasp the scope of what the cross purchased and to live fully within its benefits is directly tied to our understanding of the price he paid. We should not allow the shadow cast by that brutal timber where Jesus bled and died to consume us with sorrow. But we don't want to be too quick to step out of it. According to Philippians 3:10, we need a deeper fellowship with Christ's sufferings so we can live more fully in the power of his resurrection. We are uplifted when we understand more of what it meant that he was lifted up.